If you really want to know how average Americans feel about an issue, ask 1,000 of them. Here at Radio AI, we put contemporary issues to the public and gauge their response. A mother was recently charged with manslaughter as a result of her son's gun crimes. We harvested the opinions of over 1,000 individuals. We're now going to explore the results.
In the gripping narrative of a heart-wrenching tragedy that unfolded at Oxford High School in Michigan, the aftermath shakes the core of parental responsibility and the consequences of neglect. Jennifer Crumbley, entangled in the shadows of her son Ethan's devastating actions, faces the harsh lights of justice. Convicted of involuntary manslaughter, she stands on the precipice of a possible 60-year sentence, a testament to the severity of a crime rooted not in action, but in inaction. The story dives deep into the psyche of a troubled youth, Ethan Crumbley, whose descent into darkness culminated in the loss of 4 innocent lives. Through the chilling entries of Ethan's diary, viewers are given a harrowing glimpse into his struggle for mental peace and a cry for help that went unheeded. The narrative painstakingly portrays the Crumbley household, where warning signs burgeoned like ominous clouds, yet were disregarded by a mother consumed by her personal pursuits. The courtroom becomes a battleground, where the concept of extended parental liability is wielded by prosecutors, arguing that Jennifer's negligence was not merely failure, but a forsaking of her son's cries for help. After 11 hours of deliberation, the jury's verdict resonates with the gravity of the charge, sealing Jennifer's fate and setting a precedent that ripples through the legal system. Parallel to Jennifer's story is the impending trial of James Crumbley, her husband, whose own reckoning with involuntary manslaughter charges looms on the horizon. This subplot adds a layer of complexity, highlighting the shared burden of parental oversight gone awry. At the heart of this saga is the poignant reflection on the impact of the tragedy on the families of the victims, personified by Craig Schilling. His journey through grief towards advocacy underscores a hopeful note, urging parents everywhere to awaken to their responsibilities. The narrative culminates with the looming sentencing of Jennifer Crumbley, a moment fraught with the weight of potential decades behind bars. This climax not only marks the end of a trial, but also serves as a sobering reminder of the profound implications of parental neglect, woven into a narrative that seeks to both inform and caution, encapsulating the tragedy, the trial, and the tentative steps towards healing.
There are a lot of opinions about this story. We reviewed thousands of comments from interested Americans. Here are a few of them.
Tia Maria commented, "Good. She knew he had mental health problems. She completely abandoned her parental responsibilities and refused to get him help. They literally purchased a gun for a mentally unwell teenager, so they're absolutely accessories to this crime."
Salma Palmer commented, "She and her husband both deserve to be convicted. They had a son with well-documented mental issues and decided a gun would be a suitable present for him. They didn't parent him and told him frequently he was an oops baby they neither wanted nor planned for."
Sherber Dad had this to say, "If the parents had not supplied the gun used to carry out the shooting, I might have a bit of sympathy for the mother. However, to willingly give a child such a weapon, they are partly responsible, especially if they had ignored his plea for help with his mental health. Of course, their son is also responsible for his actions, and nothing can excuse what he did."
Mr. Noon weighed in. "Although I agree that legal blame should be extended to both parents, I am unclear why the father was not treated the same way. How is he not involved in the care and upbringing of his own child? So either both parents should be found guilty, or neither."
Old and Tired said, "If you seek to make parents responsible for their children's actions, you need to balance that by returning to parents the authority to discipline their own children. You can't have it both ways."
Terry 11 commented, "Good. I hope she does spend a long time in prison to think about the 4 young children who would not now be dead if she had acted appropriately. Also, let her husband get the same, so he too can think about the dead young children."
Mother Duck weighed in with this. "I think it's about time that parents take responsibility for the actions of their kids. You see young kids roaming the streets, parents have no idea what they're up to. If there is a chance of them being prosecuted for their kids' behavior, we might have less crime."
Pip from the UK said, "This story is tragic, but I think there is something worth discussing here. Parents appear to be absolving themselves of their own responsibilities by blaming everything other than their own parenting when a child does something wrong. They blame housing, lack of money, schools, teachers, everyone except themselves. There has always been deprivation somewhere, but nowadays it's used as an excuse. Parents used to take pride in keeping their homes clean and their children disciplined and happy. This has almost vanished in too many parts of society. Not just poorer families, but wealthier ones too, who simply can't be bothered or think they are giving their children more freedom. But they're raising a generation of selfish, thoughtless people who are told about their rights, but not about their responsibilities. Parenting needs a big change, with children expected to help out, work hard, and to think of others, not just of themselves. Rant over.
Toby had this opinion. I blame the whole of American society for being a violent country with lax gun controls. Everyone who thinks it is their constitutional right to carry a gun is responsible.
Mac from San Francisco said, if all parents were jailed for child neglect, I think there would be a good 10% of parents behind bars.
Sassy Book Lover commented, the father bought the gun, signed the paperwork, as it was supposed to be for his use. He then gave the gun to his 15-year-old son. His mother then took her 15-year-old son, who had mental health problems, to a gun firing range to learn how to shoot. Why does a 15-year-old need a gun? The mind boggles. The parents hadn't taken their own son's pleas for help seriously, and they clearly dismissed the school's concerns too. So yes, they are partially responsible, as they failed to seek help for their son and provided him with the weapon he used to kill students and a teacher. Yes, the young man has to take full responsibility for his own actions. He fired the weapon. He committed murder multiple times.
So there you have it. A cross-section of America has spoken. Have a terrific day.